Hi, my name is Kaylee. This is one of my first videos in a long time, and I'm going to be talking about wisdom tooth removal. Yay! So, basically, I'm assuming you're coming here to learn about wisdom teeth, what the extraction is like, the pre-process, after process, that sort of thing. So, to make it easier on myself and you, I'm just going to talk about the entire process and how it started. And maybe a few thoughts behind it. Also, bear with me. I just took some more pain medication, so if I start to feel dizzy, then I'll be a little bit loopy while I'm talking, but that's totally fine. So how it started out with, when I found out I had to do it in a few days, which I knew beforehand, but it was very close, 2 to 3 days coming, I was like, okay, so I have my consultation. The doctor's going to tell me what he's going to do the day before. I'm going to mentally prepare myself, which I highly recommend. And for me, by doing that, I researched a crap ton, looked up a ton of stuff, questions to ask the surgeon, my options, what should I do afterwards, that sort of thing, which they'll tell you eventually. But while I was doing that, I heard horror stories and all that other stuff, but don't believe that crap, because you are your own person and everybody reacts differently. And what I suggest, at least it worked for me, is talk to your family members and that sort of stuff, and like ask them what their experiences were for wisdom teeth removal. That, or ask them other questions like how do you do under anesthesia? How do you do post operation recovery? That sort of stuff. And doing that, I found out that pain wasn't a huge thing, swelling wasn't a huge thing, medication wasn't a huge thing, that sort of stuff. So that put me very at ease going into it. I remember asking all my friends, everybody I knew for advice, asking around, saying, what should I do? Anything you should give me? And I got so many great pointers. I basically created a plan in my head of mental preparedness to decide what I wanted to do beforehand and what I knew I wanted to do after. And doing that helped being prepared for something that is so, like, going under, you don't know what's going to happen. But doing your research and knowing what's going to be going on, I highly suggest doing. And that eventually helped and that sort of thing. Also, excuse me, I'm doing this on my laptop because I'm currently resting, so I shouldn't be talking this much probably, but I'm barely opening my mouth as it is, and my pain is very tolerable. So anyways, because of that mental plan, the day of my consultation, right after consultation, we went out and we bought tons of food. Tons of I didn't get applesauce. People recommend coconut water because it has antioxidants in it and some vitamins that you can really use in your first day of recovery, because it helps with blood, helps with, at least, I don't know what else it helps with, but it seemed like a good idea. So I did that. Just forewarning, don't get the one with caffeine in it. Don't get, I forgot what's called, Bay or something. Get legit coconut water, and you can drink that. My surgeon said it was okay to drink that the first day, so I did. And it might have helped me, but don't drink the caffeine one. I got these little baby pouch things, which they have a straw in them, but even on the back, it says squeeze into a bowl or onto a spoon. Children who can consume a full serving may enjoy feeding directly from pouch. So don't feed directly from the pouch. I mean, you could, but what I did for eating that is, here is my water bottle, and here's a squeeze top, which this is the Life water bottle. I really recommend these bottles because they're just so easy to drink and stuff, and especially if you're getting wisdom teeth taken out, always get one with a squeeze top, because drinking from a cup is absolutely horrendous, at least for me. I have a very hard time doing it. So what you could do is just squeeze it into your mouth and then drink it that way, but I'll get to that later. When you get your food, make sure you have a list with you. Get your list ahead of time. Same thing for questions you want to ask the surgeon after doing research and stuff. And don't be afraid to ask him. He'll tell you the answer. And basically, once you're done with that, the night before, what I did is I got a bag and I laid out the clothes for the next morning. And I put comfort items everywhere. I put lotion, my sketchbook, my pencil pouch, and my hand lotion, and lip balm. I already said hand lotion, into my bag because I knew that I might wake up with with dry hands or really dry lips, definitely dry mouth. Like, oh my gosh, they don't let you eat 8 hours before the procedure, which I think relates to the anesthesia. So that's a thing. Don't worry about it. Just you can eat like right up to the mark, and then as soon as 8 hours, the countdown hits. Just don't eat. Easy as peas. Easy as pie. But that morning I woke up. I only had 2 hours of sleep because I knew I wanted to go in, and I didn't want to be like coherent for it really. Got dressed, grabbed my stuff, went upstairs, and then we went. Once I was there, basically, immediately as soon as I came in, it was around 8 o'clock. Like, okay, are you ready? Let's go. And I went to the back, and as soon as I sat down, after signing a waiver, I took my coat off, put my stuff down, and they went to work immediately. Always make sure, like, know that as soon as they get into the room, you're going to be put everything on you. Like, because I opted for gas, which you can do, nitrous oxide, also known as laughing gas, you can opt for that. And what that does is it basically calms you down, makes you loopy or happy, or just generally really relaxed. Like, so relaxed. Like, if you have serious anxiety, I definitely recommend it in case of needles and that sort of stuff. But they put that in, and I just let myself go. And I wanted that. I really did. I wanted to feel what it felt like. And it was an experience, I will say that. Basically, they put on this little tiny thing that you see in movies that old people wear or something. I don't know why it's always old people, but they put that in. And then they put on this scoop with, like, things coming out of it. Makes you look like a scuba diver. It looked pretty stupid. But I didn't have my glasses or my hat on. And I just sat there breathing in through my nose, out through my mouth, and did that a few times. I was trying to pay attention to the window with the snow outside, but that didn't work. So I kept doing that, and I think about 3 minutes in of doing that, he said, okay, I'm going to put a tourniquet, or I think it's called a tourniquet, I have no idea, but he put it on my arm so he can see my blood vessel, and he put it right in the crook of my arm, and I sort of felt it, but it's more or less, oh, it's there, it's happening, okay, and your mind is just like, that hurts a little bit, but I'm okay with this. Okay, basically, the laughing gas made me extremely complacent. I wasn't like staring at it going, oh my god, there's a thing going into my arm. So basically that helped entirely. And then right after that, I don't remember anything. As soon as he put the IV in, I don't even know if he started the sedation or the anesthesia. Sorry, it's hurting a little bit. But he put the stuff in, I guess, maybe right away, and I was just out. I was out. I don't remember anything else from then. I will say, for the laughing gas, it's being an interesting experience, and being somebody who enjoys alcohol, I thought I'd be going in and it would feel like I'm buzzed, that sort of stuff, which it did not at all. Like, it went from 0 to 100, like, right away as I was breathing it in. So, like, I just remember things, imagine, like, field of view just slowly coming in on you. I wouldn't say tunnel vision, it's not. It's just closing your eyes and it all goes into your head, and you can just, your limbs don't feel, your senses get extremely dulled, and it's like, whoa. Like, you can still think. You can still think, like, oh my gosh, this is so cool and weird feeling, wow. And it was a thing. It happened. It wasn't terrible. I liked it, honestly. And I would not say it's something to be afraid of. It's definitely it definitely is helpful. And that's honestly why it's offered. So you can ask your surgeon for that option before the IV and before the sedation. Or if you want to get it done super duper quick, then you just be like, no, go in, I don't care about the pain, put in the IV, there you go. But anyways, so the procedure happens as he's putting the IV in. Right afterwards, I remember him saying, okay, open your mouth. Or one of the nurses said, okay, open your mouth. And they put this little rubber block, like, right here. So it made my mouth open, like, I can't open it, but it was like that big. It wasn't bad. Like, I have a big mouth, and I've injured my jaw in the past by clenching it too tight, and I know how to recover that from that. And I think going in this confident definitely helped my mental state and just my body's relaxation, that sort of stuff. So I was very complacent and relaxed, and it went very smoothly. It was very nice. So as for the procedure, apparently it lasted about an hour, discluding anesthesia, because I only have two bottom ones. All he had to do was basically, you can find more videos of this on YouTube, but basically imagine a skateboard half buried in the sand at a sideways angle. So this is a skateboard, and here's a bunch of sand going like this, and then here's like a ball or something, and that's your other tooth. So my tooth is like this. So what he had to do is he basically had to cut here, take it out, and I think he also had to cut back here where the roots are and pull those out. So I could have kept the teeth, but I completely forgot about it. So, oh well. I mean, we've all had our fair share of tooth fairy stuff, so. And then, hold on, let me gather my thoughts real quick. So he takes those two out, and what he does is he only needs one stitch on each side to cover the gums over the hole, which I don't think there really is a hole, because my mom described it as it looked like a regular space as opposed to a big bump right there next to my tooth, because what I had was the gums were still covering the wisdom teeth. The wisdom teeth were fully formed. They're just being freaking lazy. They just decided, no, I don't feel like uncovering. I'm just gonna lay there, fully formed, not doing anything. Yeah, that's what I do. So my teeth are really weird. I have very straight teeth, and you got these two big chompers. So it's pretty interesting. But basically, so he takes those two out, puts stitches in. I might have to clean back there with a syringe, which he did not give me, I don't think. I haven't checked. So we'll probably have to go out and get one, say, tomorrow. Which I'm not worried about. And basically, when I was done, I don't remember waking up. I don't even remember them helping me stand and get into the room that I previously had my consultation in, which the day before I had my consultation in that room. So it was a familiar space, so it was pretty good and helpful that they put me in that same one to wake up in. I woke up. That was it. I don't remember anything else except them helping me put my coat on, because I was an absolute mess trying to put my coat on, because it's winter outside right now. And sat me down in a wheelchair. I don't remember going in an elevator or anything. I just know I was in a wheelchair because you're sedated. I was not going down those stairs. I'm definitely not going downstairs if you're like still recovering from anesthesia. So I remember being brought out and brought to my car. And as soon as I got into the car, I took this blanket, which I'm wearing right now, because it's a heavy, large blanket, and I wore that. And as soon as I got in my car, I was out. I passed out for the entire car ride. No loopy videos, no going, that sort of stuff. I was just tired, and I was out the entire time. Even when my mom stopped at the pharmacy to get the medication. So thankfully she didn't have to get another ice pack, because we had one, but we needed two. But the doctor gave her 2 ice packs, which is really nice. So I slept all the way. I got home, and I probably was still in the car for a little bit because my mom went inside and prepped an area for me to lay down in, which is this big old chair, which has a recliner, which I do suggest. Like, you can sleep in your room, but I highly suggest a recliner because you'll be upright, and I'll tell you more about that later. But basically, sat me down, tried to give me water. I was an absolute mess. I couldn't feel my lower jaw. For most people, there will be like all this they can't feel because they're getting their upper done too. But he gave me I guess he gave me 4 Novocaine shots or something to numb all of this, that I wouldn't be in severe pain when I woke up. And so basically what happened was, as I was laying down, she took out my gauze, put it back in, new gauze. The gauze isn't really that bad. Just really don't take it out yourself. Have somebody else help you with it, because they'll be able to see better rather than you being like, oh, gross, it's less stringy. If it also helps if you get it a little bit wet and taking it out so it comes out more in one piece. It also helps your mouth feel a little bit better because you'll have a very dry mouth, I promise you that. So once that was out, returned it back in, make sure to fold it up really nicely, put it in, clamp down on it. It'll help you feel better too, and it helps stop the bleeding faster. If it doesn't stop within 3 to 4 hours, you can call your surgeon, ask them, and I can guarantee they're probably going to tell you take a moist like green tea, black tea bag and just bite down on that, because there's something in the tea that apparently is supposed to help coagulate the blood there, but you want it to coagulate, like definitely. The faster it does, the faster it'll heal. After that, I passed out for another few hours, woke up, got my gauze changed or taken out, and then drank a little bit of water, and then I just passed out again until like 4 or 5 o'clock. So after that, I finally started drinking water again, getting all my fluids back up. And then because I couldn't have any straws, and I bought a bunch of these stinking things, which clearly have a straw at the top, what I did is instead I just squeezed it into my mouth going like this. So it went through that tunnel of my tongue, and I basically started using my tongue as a lower lip to make up for it, and I only do suction on the top of my mouth to help me with swallowing, which I understand everybody's probably afraid, like, how do I swallow? Because we all feel a little bit of suction when we swallow, but just use your top palate of your mouth and your tongue, and you should be okay. Like, I do the same thing for my water. And if you have coconut water, feel free to put it in that water bottle and stuff. And it works really well. So I can eat, I've been eating tons of these organic banana, mango, and pear things. You can get vegetable ones. These are in the baby food section. They're really cheap, or at least some of them are. At least the Parents' Choice one. That's what I got, that brand. And it worked pretty well. So I've been eating all day, or trying to, because I made it a vow. The day before, I was like, I don't care how much it's going to hurt. I'm going to eat, because the more nutrients I get, the more protein, that sort of stuff, the faster that I will heal. And my birthday's on Tuesday next week, so I want to heal, because I want to go out on Friday. And Saturday I'm going to have to go out, because I have to go do another checkup so that they can check on the wisdom teeth and stuff, because I'll be gone next week back to school. And Saturday I want to celebrate with my family. Be like, yo, birthday, let's go out and do something. Get out of the house. So essentially I've just been eating off and on all day. I know I had one of those pouches. I just ate one, and I just took my medication. This will be in a bottle. I tried taking 2 pills of extra strength Tylenol earlier, which I don't really think they did anything, because I'm better with ibuprofen, which is acetaminophen. That always works for me better than Tylenol or anything. So I don't know why I even tried doing that. I should have just taken the freaking opioids, which is what those technically are. It's called, I can't read that right now. Don't mind that noise. Acetaminophen, which is Tylenol, with some other towards thing that I can't pronounce. Probably oxycodone, something general. You'll find it all over the internet, them telling you, oh, hey, this is what you'll probably be prescribed. Or they'll just be like, okay, here's a cocktail of over-the-counter medicine that you can take that does severe help with pain and that sort of stuff. So, sorry, my lip is really cold right now. So I just took that now, and I took it with food. Always take your medicine with food. Don't be a dumbass. Take it with food. This is really annoying. One moment. So when I got home and I started eating, I was able to walk around, do everything, and it's also because most of the times people seem to have problems with the medication that they prescribe you. Like, you get dizzy, you feel like you're going to vomit, that sort of stuff. Which, I mean, every person's different. I don't seem to have a huge reaction to most medications, so I was pretty okay with it. I was pretty okay when I woke up. And because my family doesn't have a huge history of, like, I don't know, we're really good with pain for some reason, except for needles. Some of us have phobias of needles, but I'm not really in all that much pain. Like, I slept all day, and because I slept all day, I didn't take any medication whatsoever. Like, I know he probably gave me extra, like, long Novocaine, which, let me tell you, it goes up to 12 hours. So expect your jaw to be, like, really numb for who knows how long, not the typical 3 that you get from a normal dentist. Just don't be afraid of it. Um, for people like me who have fully grown wisdom teeth, because that's my tooth right there, right along here is the big nerve that goes along your jaw. So, and your roots are sitting like right by there. So, if you're somebody with full formed teeth, you might get nerve damage, which will make it numb, which isn't exactly comfortable, but you'll get used to it and you'll still be able to function in daily life. It'll go away eventually. Nerves always heal, at least they usually do. Like, one time I injured my back doing something and it pinched a nerve, and it took a while for that nerve to recover and get feeling back to that area. But as long as you don't try and test that area, just don't be worried about it. It's going to come back. It might be annoying, but I'm sure you can deal with it because you're a tough person. You're a tough person for going through this procedure, which is definitely a low risk procedure, so don't worry about it that much. I can understand if somebody's scared going into it, but as long as you plan ahead and you know what you're going into, you can try and know what to expect afterwards. Make sure you get your nutrients, your food, your water. It can be an all liquid diet, but you can also mix it up with like solids such as the baby food stuff. Tomorrow, or technically today because it's 1:14 a.m., you can, I'm going to eat yogurt. I really, really would love like scrambled eggs or something. Mashed potatoes especially. I love mashed potatoes, so that makes me very happy. Another cocktail of food I had strawberry jello with Walmart brand strawberry cheesecake ice cream. But because the strawberry cheesecake ice cream had some like grainy clumps in it, my mother decided to blend the two, and I will say that was absolutely amazing. Like, it was delicious. And if you had not eaten all day and you just suddenly had that amazing tasting sweetness, like, oh my gosh, that was absolutely glorious. Like, anything sweet, but make sure to get your nutrients in as much as possible. That's why they always mention the coconut water, because that has electrolytes in it, which can help you. It's not really nutrients, but it can still help in a way. I can't remember how it helps you. I just did it anyways. And always make sure to drink your water. I can never stress this enough. Drink it. Even if it's uncomfortable, you must drink it, because the less you drink, if you decide to go on a diet of only Jello and ice cream, you're not going to recover fast because your body needs that energy. Even more so when you go through a procedure like this. So as you can see, I definitely have it a little bit easier. Swelling gets at its worst 48 to 72 hours in, depending on the person. So my bottom jaw might be pretty puffy tomorrow, or in a few hours. A little bit more extra advice. Take your medicine always as prescribed, or the cocktail. Always keep on track with that, which it's relatively easy. Just set alarms on your phone. That makes it easier. If there's not a lot of pain, you're not required to take the medication. You don't have to. Like, I don't have to take the medication if I don't want to. But I want to because I don't want to have any pain, and I'm curious. I don't know. I'm very curious about medical stuff, so I don't know why I took the medication. But I basically just decided I don't want to have any pain whatsoever, so I can sleep properly, which I'm going to be sleeping right here in this chair because it's big and suggested that you sit up while you sleep, or like at an angle so that your head is above your thing, because that will help the swelling. That way blood is not rushing to your face and that sort of stuff, and you won't get as much swelling the next day, which is definitely recommended. Let me think. Any more advice? Oh yeah, regarding the ice packs, 20 on, 20 off minutes. You can also do 10 on, 5 off, which is what my surgeon recommended, but every other wisdom teeth video I was looking at said they did 20 on, 20 off, so I just decided to do that, and I don't know if it helps because there's not really any swelling. Any swelling there is inside of my mouth, on my gums, so that doesn't really help me that much because I can't eat any colds. Like, yeah, also don't eat any super hot, super cold things the first day. You can maybe have like lukewarm, sort of cold, I guess, but it's not recommended you try doing super hot, spicy, that sort of stuff the first day. It's gonna hurt. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Be good to yourself. Have good foods and be prepared and get a lot of rest. So make sure you do it maybe around a weekend, like on a Friday. Get the procedure done on a Friday. Goes into the weekend. Maybe take Monday, Tuesday off, and you'll be okay. For me, this is spring break for me. I'm going to go to college again next week, so I got the consultation Monday, and then I got the removal today, which is today's Wednesday, but Tuesday I got it done 8:00 a.m. I don't think there's any more advice besides the wrap for the icing, so you can do that if you want. For me, I think my swelling will be okay because my doctor also gave me steroids to the IV, which is supposed to help with swelling in the long run. I don't know what else it helps with. Maybe it helps with recovery too, because the less swelling there is, the less you'll be like, oh, what is this? Slapping cheeks. Being like, oh, this hurts. I can't sleep properly. What you also want to do is just how I made the ice thing, because it's a lot of DIY for that, is I took 2 long socks, connected the closed ends, and then just slipped each ice pack in each one, just tied it on the top of my head. And it sort of hurt because it's like squishing my cheeks, but occasionally it would feel better if my cheek was bothering me. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to put 1 ice pack on, I'm going to relax and just let this work, and usually it would help the pain go away in that one side. So I recommend doing that. Don't talk a lot like me. I mean, you can, but just don't open your mouth a lot. Also, excuse me, I keep licking my bottom lip because from here to here, I still am numb, and I have a feeling it's probably from nerve damage, which I'm not looking forward to having to work through, because this is a bottom lip, and every single time I try to drink from a glass, it just comes dribbling out a lot. You don't drool out. I'm still able to speak. I can still smile, which I don't, it hurts a little bit too, but basically just relax, take it easy. You can totally do this, and you can totally rock getting through this. Because, I mean, first day for me, and look how I'm doing. Heck, I was washing my face and walking around and sat at the dinner table while they ate dinner, and I ate this amazing, beautiful dessert that my mother made me. So, oh yeah, also make sure you have somebody driving you back in there. Don't try and drive yourself. Like, you're an idiot if you try doing that. Especially if you just get off of anesthesia. Like, no. It's honestly, like, required that you have somebody drive you. Even the doctor always says that. Like, yeah, we're going under anesthesia, so do you have a ride here, right there? Yeah, I do. Somebody to take care of you? Yeah. As I said in the beginning, you're an individual. Not every experience and horror story will happen to you. Like, for me, I'm perfectly fine. Tiny bit of pain, a little bit of swelling right now, and this is the first day. It'll probably be worse tomorrow, but I have a game plan. I know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to ice it, and I'm going to relax, and I'm going to sleep upright so that the swelling isn't as bad tomorrow. And I think sitting upright all day has helped me tremendously. If you decide to do it in your bed, make sure you use tons of pillows and that sort of stuff. This video is way longer than it was in the last one because I did a re-record because I figured, I could just compact this information. But there is a lot of information and a lot of advice that people can give you that get this done. Half the time people don't remember what the heck happened, but since I'm doing it on the first day, I still have the memory pretty fresh in my mind. So don't be afraid when you get out of recovery and going in. I can promise you it'll be fine, unless you have past health history, but even then, as long as you got a good surgeon, I'd say you'd be pretty hunky-dory. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. If not, I will try doing another video tomorrow on the second day at this late amount of time. But I'll let you know how things go. And essentially, good luck with you if you're going to get your wisdom teeth taken out. And, see ya.